Hey guys, what's up? Newton here. I'm with Eric Erdek, and right here you see this copy of Expresso Detective. He's the creator of this fabulous comic book here. He's about to launch Kickstarter number 2, and Eric is here with me right now to tell us a little bit about what's going on in chapter 2, a little bit about himself, and what's going on.
Hey man, that's going good. It's going good. I'm getting ready to, like you said, launch issue 2. It's only been 11 years in the making. It took me 10 years to do issue 1 and 1 year to do issue 2, so I think I'm getting a little better at it. Um,
So, Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into creating Expresso Detective.
mm, well, I live here in LA, and I had just bought a house in 2005 at the top of the bubble, and I had to rent it out in order to pay the mortgage. So I found these renters. It was kind of tough to rent it, and I found these renters. They were paying me way above the asking price, and I thought like, wow, great. And they were opening a massage parlor. I have a lot of therapeutic masseurs and healers and stuff, and friends and family. So I thought this is really cool. As time went by, I started feeling something was funky. Um, Only men were the clients, and only like young women were the masseurs. And at the end of the day, like a car would come, a van, and the girls had to go into the van and like be taken away at the end of the day. And it was just, I don't know. I guess a lot of people know that massage parlors are like sex places, but I didn't know that because I actually was surrounded by healers. I knew healers. So I researched it, and there's a lot of trafficking going on from Mexico and Asia to the U.S., and they're piped into these massage places. So I
Wow.
researched it. Yeah,
So
for
what
real, for
did
real.
you do? So what did you do? I mean, did you call the
Um,
police?
well, yeah. I mean,
Did you kick
I,
ass and took
I
matters
don't.
into your own hands? Did you go like Frank Castle style?
Well, the second story in Subway Vigilante is in the Special Detective 1. It's called a Subway Vigilante. It's true
Mhm.
noir tales, and I actually do kind of do that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Statute of limitations is done, so I can tell you the stories. But in this case, I called the cops. I called this human trafficking hotline, and homicide answers the phone, and I'm like, and he says like, oh yeah, well we don't have a budget for both, so we handle that too. And I told him what's going on. They're like, yep, sounds like trafficking. And I'm like, well, what can I do? And he's like, well, phone calls like this help, and that's it.
That's
And
it?
yeah, yeah. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, well, there's no budget, there's no political agenda, nobody cares.
Really?
And
Wow.
there are women in my neighborhood being forced to have sex from as slaves, and nobody gave a hell.
Wow.
So in that, the lease ran out, and this was like really during the economic crisis, and things were super tight, man. There was no work, there was no money, and I kicked them out. And they offered me twice the rent, and I kicked them out. And then I was a cameraman at the time, and my boss, the casting director, called me an idiot for
Mhm.
letting good tenants go. And I was like, I'd rather hold on to my soul than the money. You know what I mean? But anyway, I ended up writing the Espresso Detective comic kind of to play out the way I would have liked to have handled it,
Uh,
in fiction, the way that like Frank Castle, more superhero sort of thing.
right.
Um, so it's like one of my main points here is that the things I love fight the things I hate. I hate the traffic, I hate bullying. I've always been kind of against that. And in this comic, I kind of get a chance to do that. I really get a chance to, have my guy pull out 245s and just blow like a bunch of holes in the slavers. You know what I mean?
Let's take a look at the Kickstarter page. I'm gonna
All
share
right.
the
Yeah.
all right, great. So this is Eric's Kickstarter page here. All right. So I'm looking at the subtitle here or the description. So it says hard-boiled Mexican detective fights depression, Lovecraft gods, and human trafficking in a noir LA with wit and espresso fueled powers. There's so much here that we have to unpack.
All
So
right. All right.
let's start from the beginning. So it looks like
Yeah.
our hero is Mexican. All right.
Yes.
So
Well, actually, there's a little bit of a unpacking there too.
okay.
Um, I look like the whitest bread white boy you ever saw in your life, but I'm actually half Guatemalan. You know, like
Oh,
I'm
okay.
full native Spanish speaker. Grew up half my life Guatemalan. My mother's Guatemalan.
Mhm.
And when you're in California, anybody who speaks Spanish is a Mexican. In New York, anybody who speaks Spanish is Puerto Rican, and in Florida, they're Cuban. So it's kind of a cliche thing there. So he's the Mexican PI because his name is Sanchez, but he's actually not from Mexico. That's just what they call him. That's the
Okay.
unpacking of that one.
All right. So where's he from then?
I haven't disclosed yet.
Oh, okay.
He's,
Okay.
he has a lot of blocked memories from trauma, so it's not he hasn't disclosed yet.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So we know he's I guess
Hispanic.
Latin American detective.
Yeah,
Right?
Hispanic. Yeah.
Hispanic, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, he fights depression. That's another thing I guess we could unpack, right?
Yeah, I think depression is another one of those. And here I was saying I didn't want to have a lot of messages. It is like it's all freaking messages in politics. Um, depression is one of those taboo subjects, kind of in our society still. And I think a lot of people suffer from it. I suffer. I fight depression, and it's a fatal condition. I mean, suicide is the ultimate um, chronic condition of depression. Like pretty much all suicides are depressed, put it that way. So I think it's really important to kind of like normalize it and let people know that you can be a hero and effective and fully functional and still fight depression. It's kind of and it's kind of fun too to have a flawed hero. He's frolicking and running around in the daytime, and then he just hits these real lows he has to deal with.
Okay, cool. So the first two things we unpacked, Mexican detective and depression, you seem to have a personal
Yeah.
connection with. What about this? The Lovecraft gods. Are
Well,
you
the
a
thing with that, I do
Lovecraft
like
fan?
I do like Lovecraft, and more especially, I kind of like the fact that there's this whole existing mythos that we're allowed to tap. He really shared his concepts. People can use it, and so there's a lot of supernatural elements to the Espresso Detective also, and a lot of it is he fights some Lovecraftian gods, or at least they're in there.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Being
And of course, we had discussed some of the human trafficking. I'm not sure if you want to go a little bit more into that, or you want to add anything with
Well, I
that.
just got a quick recap. I mean, in issue one, a little girl gets kidnapped in Mexico and goes into the. When I did the research for the massage parlor, I found out that kind of how it happens.
Hmm.
They grab little girls in Mexico, like literally snatch them off the street and then put them into this pipeline. And it's kind of like a processing of cattle, the way they're broken down from a human being into this product that can be sold in the U.S. And in Mexico. So that's kind of the story there, the process of how she gets picked up and starts going down that route. And the big cliffhanger in last issue was that a bunch of little traffic girls were in a shipping container, and there's going to be a police raid. So the slavers bury the container with the little girls in it. So we gotta get those girls out of there pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah. So then we have the espresso fueled power. So I guess you're a coffee fan or espresso.
I am an espresso fanatic, yeah. And the weird thing is that I didn't start drinking coffee till I turned about 40. I did not like coffee. It upset my stomach. It got me way too wired. It still does.
Hmm.
But when I discovered espresso, it's a whole different drug. It basically is much more smooth and less acidic and a different type of thing. And I have a machine and a grinder, and I have a roaster nearby that I work with. And whenever I travel, I try to find the best espresso shop. Like I was doing a job with the American Embassy, and I was in China and Australia and Indonesia, and I would find a little espresso shop in a little town and stuff. And since it's such a big part of my life, I decided that my character would fight his depression with espresso because it's helped me a lot with that. And it also is the kind of the spinach to his Popeye superpowers.
Okay.
When he takes the shot, it's when he can do some of the special stuff.
I like that. I like that little comparison. All right, so let's go. Let's see about Expresso Detective, issue
That's
two.
that's not the actual decided on cover yet, because I used that image in the excuse me, in the first Kickstarter. Look, my cat saying hi. Hey, big, hey, big guy.
Mhm.
It's a tentative cover. You
Okay.
know.
Just to clarify, you're the artist, right?
Yes, I am
Okay, cool.
artist. One man band, I call it. And that's kind of like the whole plea that, you know, I'm a one-man band, and I kind of need your help to give me a little boost, you know, because seriously, man, I mean, you're a writer, so you get to talk to the artists and stuff like that. I mean, imagine like just literally just doing the entire thing by yourself with zero
No,
feedback.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine.
I need you, man. I need everybody to give me a little love.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Here's some sample of the artwork. Let me just zoom in so people can take a look at it. Nice. And you do your own coloring too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a while to get that going. And the lettering, man, lettering's a lot tougher than people think.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it black and white, but like you did, you got a lot of balls doing that because it's supposed to be harder to move a black and white comic. And I thought, well, I got enough weird stuff in here. I don't want to go that weird, you know? But you did it.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was supposed to be harder to move a black and white when I started.
See that?
So, you know, I forgot what the saying is, but there's some kind of saying related to the fact that when you're starting off things, it's a good thing that you're stupid because you
Right.
don't realize all the things that you can't do.
Can't do it. Exactly. But I was going to say something like that, but I was like, I'll just leave it. It's really cool. You pulled it off.
Yeah.
Oh, this is something that I really want to tell you about.
Mhm.
So I was sorry, you know Eduardo Rizzo, he did 100 Bullets and Batman covers and it's a lot of cool stuff. 100
Okay.
Bullets is a really good noir comic. I contacted him and see if he would do a cover for me, and he said yes. And I was like, whoa.
Whoa, okay.
And the thing is that, you know, these guys are like superstars, but he'll do a cover for $1,200. I had no idea that they were so reasonable, you know?
That's not bad.
Um, it's really not, it's not out of this world. I mean, it's nothing I can pull out of my pocket. So I'm kind of saying here, hey, you know, if you want to help me get this cover done, I'll give you the original artwork, original Eduardo Rizzo, you know, and then I get to use the cover in the comics. I think that'd be cool for everybody. Check out his covers down below. I mean, I don't think people realize his covers are so out of control. He's done a lot of good ones.
And this is the covers that he's done?
Yeah, Hellboy and Wolverine and Batman and Hit Girl. The Kickstarter is going to be www.espressodetective.com/Kickstarter. When I launch it, that's the way to get to the site.
All right, great. You guys look out for that Kickstarter. It's coming soon. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.